Welcome to Micro Machines!
It's been more than a decade since the last proper Micro Machines game, and as a huge fan of the series, I was pretty excited when I watched the recent Micro Machines World Series gameplay trailer, especially considering it's got Brian Blessed in it.
Micro Machines is alive!
Micro Machines was set to be an instant purchase for a lot of people out there who were dying for an old-school top-down arcade racer. All that changed this week though, when out of nowhere Rockstar Games announced a Micro Machines style update for GTA 5 Online called Tiny Racers. Unfortunately for Codies, Rockstar have decided to release their Micro Machines mimic on April the 25th. That's less than a month before the release of World Series, and considering the might of Rockstar's killer game, the chances are this will impact the sales of Micro Machines quite considerably. So the question is, do you really need Micro Machines World Series if you already have GTA 5? Will Tiny Racers scratch that top-down racer itch for none of the cost of World Series? Here's 5 differences between Tiny Racers and World Series to help you make up your mind. So, while details on the Tiny Racers update are slim, and they're confined to what we can learn from this announcement trailer, it looks likely that Tiny Racers will be limited to 4-player online races. Going by the trailer, that's more than enough for some hardcore chaos, but it's not a patch on World Series' 12-player lobbies. Back in the day, Micro Machines games were limited to 4 players at a time only, so God knows how crazy a 12-player race would be. Maybe too crazy? I'm not sure yet. That number of players may push it from fun to frustrating if Codemasters haven't found a way to balance the gameplay properly. That said, I'm sure there'll be an option to have races for fewer participants. I have a feeling Micro Machines holds all of the cards for local multiplayer. Micro Machines is nothing without its local multiplayer mode, and in World Series you'll be able to take part in those classic 4-player races you remember from your youth. GTA 5, on the other hand, has never had a local multiplayer mode, so the chances of the update patching in a couch co-op mode are pretty slim. Sure, it'll be fun to play with mates online, but nothing beats the ability to be able to give your opponents a dead arm every time they force you off the track. Again, the details from GTA 5's side are slim, but this trailer certainly suggests there'll only be one mode for Tiny Racers, a traditional top-down combat racer similar to something like Mashed. There's a bunch of power-ups to collect, like rockets, smoke bombs, some kind of jump-stroke-parachute combo, and of course classic front-mounted machine guns, but compared to what World Series is offering, that all feels rather limited. Alongside the core racing and elimination modes, Codemasters have thrown in some brand new battle modes, which include Capture the Flag and Territory modes, plus a 6v6 team deathmatch mode as well, so that's plenty of opportunities to try out the huge roster of wacky weapons. I've had a little look and I can't see it written down anywhere definitively, but I'd also expect there to be some kind of single-player championship to take part in, something which Tiny Racers almost definitely won't have. The whole concept of Micro Machines as a toy revolves around allowing people to collect as many tiny little vehicles as possible, so of course World Series caters to that fact. The trailer is only 50 seconds long, but during that time we see a huge amount of vehicles ranging from dumper trucks and police cars to drag racers and tanks, and you can be pretty sure that they'll all have their own ways of handling on the tracks. Tiny Racers once again stays relatively simple. It looks like each race will see players confined to the same vehicle type rather than being able to choose whatever they fancy, a la Micro Machines. There are a few different vehicle types in the trailer, yes, but the only thing that differentiates them from race to race seems to be the colour scheme. What's important to know about Tiny Racers is that, bar the power-ups, it's basically just a new camera angle for the classic stunt race events. Now again, this is guesswork, but going from the trailer, I'd say the tracks they are racing on are made especially for Tiny Racers. What I don't know is whether or not we can race on older stunt race tracks, or even better, make our own tracks for Tiny Racers. I assume we can, seeing as it's possible to make your own standard stunt race tracks, and to be honest with you, a Micro Machines style game mode with a track editor is a pretty awesome thought. If that's in there, it'll be a huge boost to the game mode. Over in Micro Machines land, I doubt we'll be seeing track editors, which is a shame. What we will be seeing though are familiar household locations to race through, such as the kitchen and pool table, with dangerous traps, deadly drops, ramps and loop-the-loops to contend with. It won't just be your opponents you'll have to watch out for, and that's just on the racetracks. The battle mode also comes with 15 battle arenas, one of which features a Hungry Hippos game board, which basically sold the game to me as soon as I saw it. So there we go. The simple facts are, if you want the full Micro Machines experience with updated gameplay for the current generation, you'll get your money's worth with World Series. If, however, you just want some silly top-down racing with none of the hassle or cost of picking up a new game, then GTA 5 Online's Tiny Racers has got you covered. It does a specific job and not much else, but the possibility of a track editor does give it that extra bit of potential. Which one will you be getting though? Maybe you'll be grabbing both. Considering Tiny Racers is a free update, that's certainly a possibility for anyone who already has GTA 5. Let us know in the comments below, and do give this video a like and perhaps subscribe to our channel if you found it useful. Thanks for watching.